Hi, if you're a mystery shopper or you have considered mystery shopping, there are pros and cons to working as a secret shopper that are helpful to know and think about. So let's get into those. Pros. Scheduling and time freedom. You're going to be working as an independent 1099 worker, an independent contractor. You're going to set your own schedule. You're only going to apply for shops that take place on days when you feel you are free and able to do this work. There is no mandated schedule that you are going to have to follow. It's not that type of employment. So you're going to have time freedom. That's a pro. Low barrier to entry. You don't need a degree for this work, and most people can do it as long as you're comfortable writing and submitting reports and interacting with people. You'll be able to do this. You can invest in some additional equipment, some recording equipment, maybe cameras, maybe a pair of camera glasses or a button camera. These are not necessary for many, in fact probably most jobs, but you can make yourself eligible for other jobs should you do that, but it is not a requirement. So there is a low barrier of entry for this work, and that's a pro. Entertaining and varied work. Even if you do the same type of jobs, say you visit 3 or 4 phone stores in the same day to do the same sort of job, well, the information that you gather, the observations that you make, those are all going to be the same. But because of the human factor, because of people's eccentricities and personalities, because of differences in locations and people's responses, no two jobs are going to be the same. So in this manner, there's not going to be a crushing sort of repetitive sameness to your jobs, even if you do the same sort of job over and over again. Also, you can apply to do multiple different types of jobs in a day or a week. So there's always variety to be had. And as for entertaining, you're going to begin collecting some doozy stories. You're going to have to be selective and careful with whom you share these stories, because employers and platforms require discretion. That's what they're paying you for. But you are going to run into some entertaining responses, situations, comments. You're going to face some things that make you shake your head. And yeah, it's going to be entertaining sometimes, and you're going to have some stories. And that's a pro. Opportunities for learning. You're going to learn about new products, new businesses, or at least products and businesses that you don't know very much about right now. You're going to learn new ways to interact with people. Just in short, you're going to learn new things. And on top of learning new things, you're going to have to rely on your memory, because you're going to have to be able to make observations and recall them for reports. Words that are used, what order words are used in, aspects of what a place looks like, all sorts of things. So between learning new things and relying heavily on your memory, you are going to keep your brain sharp. And learning new things, that's a pro. Shaping good customer service. Now, we all know there's a lot of bad, poor, lagging customer service out there, right? But there's a lot of good customer service too. And you're going to be reinforcing the good customer service that you come across. And you're going to have an opportunity to help shape and fine-tune the customer service that could be improved. That's what these platforms will be paying you for. So you're going to be helping to shape good service. And while you do this, you're going to earn money and sometimes amass free products and services. So helping to shape new customer service and freebies, these are good things. These are pros. Cons. Organization. By a landslide, the biggest headache that you are going to face as a mystery shopper is organizational. There are so many dates to keep track of, from the time you apply for a shop to the time you are accepted for a shop and the shop is confirmed, to the time you need to do said shop, to the time that the report will be due, which is usually, though not always, the same day of your shop. You'll have to keep track of any returns if you buy something during a shop and then you need to be reporting about the return process. You need to keep track of follow-ups. Sometimes you will do a shop and you'll fill in that part of the report. You may even submit that part of the report, but you will be required to wait a period of days or however long that period of time is, because you're waiting for a vendor, a merchant, a company, whatever, to send you information or to call you back or to send an email. Whatever the thing is, there will be another report. So that's another time frame that you're going to have to keep track of. You're going to have to keep track of which jobs you've been paid for. Has payment arrived for job A? What jobs have not been paid for yet? Platforms do send reminder emails, and this is helpful, but when you are on enough platforms doing enough jobs, the reminder emails, they can become their own beast to sort of tame, right? The reminder emails can sort of become almost this mess that you have to unravel. There get to be a number of them. So, organization. It can be a con. Lag in payment. It is not unusual to wait a month, 6 weeks for payment to arrive for a job that you do. I've waited up to 2 months, maybe even a little longer. I've been paid the next week for some shops that I've done. It varies wildly, but very often there is a lag. And again, this is more organization. You're just going to have to keep track because different platforms pay at different times. Some are going to require you to set up a PayPal and you'll be paid that way. Sometimes you can be paid through direct deposit into a checking account. I work for one pretty regularly who mails a check. So, snail mail, right? So you can be waiting a while. So this doesn't turn into as much of a problem as it sounds like once you get the ball rolling. So if you're doing enough jobs often enough, you're getting enough paydays and money is coming in. But yeah, you're going to be waiting longer than you would wait for some other typical paydays to arrive when you're a mystery shopper. And waiting for payment, perhaps can be considered a con. Lack of transparency about jobs. Sometimes, again, not always, sometimes you are not going to be privy to all of the guidelines for a job until you have applied for the job and already been assigned the job. Many, many times you'll be able to read the guidelines before applying. Sometimes you will not be. And sometimes you'll get kind of the gist of the job. You'll apply for it, it'll be assigned to you, you'll read through the guidelines and you'll go, oh, well, there's part of it that I don't love. But you're already committed. You applied and you were assigned, and you can't drop these jobs very often, right? Because it's going to start counting against you. So I would really try to read as much of job guidelines, if not all of the job guidelines in their entirety, if you can. I would read as much of this as you can before you apply for a job, just in case there's something in there that you're not crazy about doing. There can be a lack of transparency in this way sometimes, and this can be a con. You may have to lie. I don't know how else to say this. I try to apply for and accept jobs that require very little, if any, backstory. That's my comfort zone. That's my preference. Obviously, it's going to be up to you. Many jobs are not going to entail very much creative fiction or backstory or fibs, okay? Some will. For example, you may be required to act as though you want to purchase a car that's way out of your budget. Well, you may be asked about employment, and you may have to offer details that aren't really the truth about your life. Maybe you are making phone calls about a potential lawsuit or about unemployment benefits or about buying a home or obtaining a loan, or you name it. There can be all sorts of situations that you may be asked to look into that aren't situations that are really in your life. You may be asked to look into information about an assisted living place, community, for example. And if you don't have somebody in your life who is that age or has that need for assisted living, you may have to come up with a name and age, details, a backstory for that person. So there is a scale to all of this. You may have to say something as simple as, I'm looking for a new washing machine. Maybe you're not looking for a new washing machine, and in my world that's a little white lie, and I'm willing to do that. But jobs also may require much more than this. If you are uncomfortable with any level of this, and if this seems just deceitful and is going to make you uncomfortable, I would be really aware of this before I applied for certain jobs. You may have to lie, and that could be a con. Part-time hours. This may only be part-time work. Now, I have heard of people who have turned this into a full-time income. And if you live in a big city or a big market and you are eligible for lots of different types of jobs, you may be able to do this. I live in a smaller city. This would be difficult for me to do. I'm older and I have other commitments in life, and so I'm only looking for part-time work, and so this supplement to my income is just right for me. But if you are looking for mystery shopping to pay all of your bills, it might be difficult for you. Might be. You will just have to look into it. You'll have to see how many jobs are offered in your area, or if you're willing to, if there's another city that's not that far away and they have some, you could double dip, and that might work for you. Are you eligible for different types of jobs? Are you willing to make an investment and buy recording equipment or a camera? Because that could really help. But if you're only looking for part-time work, this might be fine. But if you're looking for more, and this will only pan out to be part-time work for you, this could be a con. Mystery shopping has been a financially beneficial and entertaining, enjoyable find in my life, and it may be a good fit for you. But as with anything in life, working as a secret shopper comes with pros and cons, strengths and drawbacks, and they're worth knowing about and learning about. Have you thought of being a mystery shopper? Have I forgotten something? Is there something I should have covered? If you have a question or you'd like to know something that I haven't gone into, drop a comment down below, because I will read through those and try to respond. Thank you for watching. I wish you good luck. If you're interested in this topic, in my next video, we'll go over different platforms and employers who can offer you jobs and pay you to work as a secret shopper. This is Savoring Bravery. I'm Norma. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you in the next one.